Oh, hello there. Long time no see, my friends, huh? How are you all doing? I made a short video for you guys to learn some interesting facts about the Balkan countries. Some of you guys probably didn't know about. Now, I won't mention all of them, of course, because there is just too many of them, but I will mention the ones I thought were the most interesting. Okay, enough talking. Let's get started. Now, the first country is Albania. It is a country situated on Adriatic and Ionic Seas. With an area of around 28,000 square kilometers or 11,000 square miles, it holds a population of around 2.4 million people, with its capital being Tirana. The country is bordered by Greece, North Macedonia, Montenegro, and the disputed territory of Kosovo. Now, the first fun fact about Albania is their tradition of head nodding. Here, when you shake your head left to right, it means yes, and when you nod your head up and down, it means no. Thanks for the confusion, guys. Also, in Albania, you can find a lot of bunkers, more specifically from 170 to around 750,000 bunkers, being built all across the country during the reign of very paranoid communist leader Enver Hoxha. On a lot of rural houses and construction zones, you can see scarecrows being placed so they can be seen by everyone, and they are called dordolets. It is supposed to ward off the jealousy of your neighbor and bring good luck to the house. Next country is Bosnia and Herzegovina. It covers an area of around 51,000 square kilometers or 19,000 square miles, that holds around 3.4 million people, with its capital being Sarajevo. This Western Balkan country is bordered by the countries of Croatia, Montenegro and Serbia. Now, did you know Bosnia and Herzegovina is home to the only clock tower in the world that shows lunar time? This basically means that the hands indicate 12 o'clock at the moment of sunset. It was built in Ottoman times by the Ottoman governor Gazi Husrev Beg. Bosnia also claims to have its own pyramids located in the town of Visoko. So-called Pyramid of the Sun is claimed to be the largest and the oldest pyramid in the world, although it is a very controversial topic today. Bosnia also has one of the world's tiniest coastlines, being only 20 kilometers or 12 miles long, which actually splits Croatia in two parts. Next up is Bulgaria. This Balkan country is situated on the eastern part of the Balkan Peninsula with an access to Black Sea. It has an area of around 110,000 square kilometers or 42,000 square miles and holding around 6.3 million people. With its capital being Sofia, it borders North Macedonia, Greece, Romania, Serbia and Turkey. Now, Bulgarian city of Plovdiv is considered to be the oldest European city being continuously inhabited, with its history going back over 6,000 years, with the first Neolithic settlements appearing in Europe. The famous Valley of Roses is located in Bulgaria. Here, they produce high-quality rose oil. The famous damask rose was already acquired in ancient Persia, when the rose oil was the most desired scent to acquire. Also, Cyrillic alphabet that is still used today around the world was developed during the First Bulgarian Empire in the 9th century by Saint Clement of Ohrid. If we continue, Croatia is located in western part of the Balkans, part of it stretching into Central Europe and the other part on Dalmatian coast. It also covers around 56,000 square kilometers or 21,000 square miles. It borders Bosnia and Herzegovina, Hungary, Montenegro, Serbia and Slovenia. Oh yeah, Zagreb is its capital. Now, Croatia is already known for its many islands. It has over 1,500 islands, but did you know that only around 50 of them are actually inhabited? That's because most of them are just barren rocks sticking out of the water with no vegetation on them. Also, in the 17th century, some Croatian mercenaries started wearing knotted neckerchiefs that later became very popular in France. Today we call this necktie or cravata, and it also holds the Guinness World Record for the longest necktie ever made, measuring at 808 meters, and it was tied around Arena in Pula. Croatia holds another record because the town of Hum is considered the smallest town in the world, with only around 20 residents living there. Ah yes, Malakas, the only Greek word I know other than Opa. Greece is situated on the very south of the Balkan Peninsula, with an area of around 131,000 square kilometers or 51,000 square miles. It holds a population of around 10 million people, with its capital being Athens. It also borders Albania, Bulgaria, North Macedonia, and Turkey. Although we consider today that China was the inventor of the famous yo-yo toy, the Greeks were the first to mention yo-yo, all the way back to around 500 BC. The country also holds the record for the longest national anthem in the world, based on the length of the text. The whole anthem is around 158 stanzas long, but only the first two are performed during special ceremonies. Greece also invented the first so-called vending machines, where if you inserted a coin, water would be dispersed. Pretty cool. Now I know many disputes are going down involving Kosovo, but I will still mention it. It holds around 1.5 million people, with the capital being in Pristina, and covers an area of around 10,000 square kilometers or 4,000 square miles. It is a small landlocked country bordering Albania, Montenegro, North Macedonia and Serbia. Now today, Kosovo is known as the country with the youngest population in Europe, with around 70% of population being under the age of 35. It is also home to Bear Sanctuary Pristina, where they take care of bears being rescued from human capture, and you can also take a walk through sanctuary watching bears in nature just chilling. The Rugova Canyon is also one of the deepest and longest in Europe, being over 25 kilometers long and reaching the depths of up to 1,000 meters. Now the country where 90% of Americans get triggered for saying its name. Montenegro is a small country on Adriatic Sea. With an area of around 13,000 square kilometers or 5,000 square miles, it holds around 663,000 people, bordering Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Kosovo and Serbia, with the capital being Podgorica. First fact is that Montenegro is home to one of the oldest olive trees in Europe, being over 2,000 years old. It is called Stara Maslina, which translates to Old Olive. In the city of Kotor, there is a street called Pusti me proć, which means let me pass. It is one of the narrowest streets in the world, being only around 80 centimeters wide and only one person at a time can pass through. In the town of Cetinje, they also printed the very first book written in Cyrillic alphabet, being printed around the year 1494 AD, and it's called Oktoih Prvoglasnik. Another landlocked country is North Macedonia. This country spans over the area of around 25,000 square kilometers or almost 10,000 square miles, holding around 1.8 million people. It borders Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, Kosovo and Serbia, and its capital is Skopje. One very famous woman was born in the capital, better known today as Mother Teresa. She is known today for her church services and charity work across India, and is the only Albanian with a Nobel Prize award. North Macedonia also has the fourth oldest megalithic observatory, dating back to Bronze Age Europe at around 2000 BC. It is called Kokino Observatory and is located near the town of Kumanovo. Also, in 2006, North Macedonia became the first country in the world with almost all of the area being covered with wireless broadband connection, around 95% if I'm being exact. Next is Serbia. It is located in the Balkans and a part of it in Pannonian Plain. It covers the area of 88,000 square kilometers or 34,000 square miles if Kosovo is included, without it around 77,000 square kilometers or 30,000 square miles. It houses around 6.6 million people, with the capital being in Belgrade. It borders Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Hungary, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Romania, and claims the border with Albania. First fun fact about Serbia is that the word vampire originates from here. The first recorded case of a vampire was back in 1725, when Petar Blagojević was considered a vampire. Did you also know that 18 Roman emperors were born in the territory of today's Serbia, with the most famous one being Constantine the Great? This makes it a country with the highest number of emperors being born there, contributing around 1/5 of all the emperors. The first spring mechanical clock was also invented by a Serbian Orthodox monk, Lazar. It was built in Russia during the 15th century on the Grand Prince's Palace in Moscow. Now it's Slovenia time, boys. It is situated right on the border of Central, Western and Southeastern Europe. Covering an area of around 20,000 square kilometers or 8,000 square miles, it holds around 2.1 million people, and it borders Austria, Croatia, Hungary and Italy, with its capital being in Ljubljana. Slovenians love bees and honey. A lot of honey and bee wax products are very popular here and is also home to a Carniolan honeybee. a highly valued type of bee known for being gentle to beekeepers. In Maribor, we can find the world's oldest vineyard, being around 400 years old, and if you are wondering, it still produces grapes. In Slovenia, we have so-called baby dragons, or olms. It is called človeška ribica, or if translated, human fish, and we can find them in caves like Postojna cave, and is also known to live up to 100 years. While only a small part of it is in the Balkans, Turkey is located on the very border of Europe and Asia. It holds around 85 million people and covers an area of around 783,000 square kilometers or 303,000 square miles, with the capital being in Ankara. It borders Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Georgia, Greece, Iran, Iraq, and Syria. The first ever recorded coin was discovered in Turkey, in the area of ancient Lydia, dating to around 600 BC and was made out of mixture of gold and silver, called electrum. Now, while tulip flowers are today associated with the Netherlands, they actually originate from Turkey. The Ottomans were the first to cultivate this plant on a bigger scale and was introduced to Europe in the 16th century. Turkey also has one of the weirdest things for their dessert, and is a type of sweet and creamy pudding made out of chicken breasts, man. Of course, we can't forget Romania, a country above the Danube River on the border of southeastern Europe. Its area covers around 238,000 square kilometers or 92,000 square miles and holds a population of 19 million people. It borders Bulgaria, Hungary, Moldova, Serbia and Ukraine, and its capital is in Bucharest. In one of the Romanian cities, there is a thing called Mary Cemetery, where the tombstones are decorated with colors and humorous epitaphs. In Buzău County, you can see a natural gas leak that caught on fire and is constantly burning, better known as the living fire. Romania is also home to one of the heaviest buildings in the world, that being the Palace of the Parliament, and it weighs around 4 million tons or 9 million pounds, and is also the second largest administrative building in the world. The last country for today is Moldova. It is located right on the border of Central, Southeastern and Eastern Europe. There is around 2.4 million people in Moldova, with the capital being in Chisinau. It covers an area of 30,000 square kilometers or 11,000 square miles and only borders Ukraine and Romania. First Moldovan fact. It is the home to the largest wine cellar in the world and has over 200 kilometers or 124 miles of underground cellars. There is an area in Moldova called 100 Hills, a mysterious mound of earth with a local legend saying it is a burial site of fallen soldiers during the ancient battles. And the last fun fact for today is that Moldova is the least visited country in Europe, receiving only around 11,000 tourists each year that mostly visit in October because of many popular wine festivals. And this is it for today. New video coming soon, but until then, stay safe, stay educated, and until next time, boys.
Moram zaleti